Glory be to God. My name is Rashad Johnson. I'm making this video because the video that you're about to witness is a past event. Today's date is October 24th, 2025. The videos that you're witnessing at this moment is in 2024. Now, my journey started in 2016, which I do have a testimony series if you would like to know more about me and where I came from and giving my life over to the Lord and why God chose me. And when I say He chose me to document my journey with my wife. During this journey, God done blessed me. He done taught me. I done learned how to cast out demons. I learned how to be righteous. I learned how to love. I learned how to become a new person through the Word of God. But when it comes to my wife, God had us go through trials and tribulations to build me up. I had to go through some spiritual warfare. I had videos that dates back to 2019 with me and my wife when we got married. And the first year we was married. And the spiritual warfare attacks happened that suddenly, where I noticed a lot of the stuff that I'm going through is not normal. It didn't make sense. There was no logic. There was lies and manipulation and deceivingness coming from my wife. A woman that loved God, that worked at the church, that was prayer lines and Bible study, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. I was already gave my life to the Lord. Me and my wife, before we got married, we didn't have sex. We didn't live with each other until we moved in. So I was following the instructions that my God, Lord, Christ gave me from a previous marriage before my wife that I'm with right now. But what y'all gonna witness in these videos is how I overcame, how I been doing the will of God. There is video, actual footage of arguments of me and my wife and her acting out in spiritual warfare, attacking me. But a lot of my videos is just me talking to you over the phone, giving you a rundown of a spiritual argument that I just had. Now, I didn't want to post my life over to social media and Facebook, but God was putting this on my spirit to do. And I fought with God. I didn't want to do this because I love my wife. I'm in love with my wife. And like I said, I didn't want people in my personal life. But come to find out, and when I realized this is bigger than me and my wife, this is bigger than me and my wife. It's for everybody out there that's watching these videos that God done guided to watch these videos. It's just a lot of my videos may not even be talking about my wife. I done had spiritual arguments with being attacked by the enemy with co-workers that I really did have relationships with, that I truly loved. My children, my siblings, my sisters, my father, my mother. I've been attacked from all angles, from my finances, my name being slurred. I done had curses put on me. And God had to teach me how to fight spiritually. I had to learn how to rebuke and bind, declare, decree and declare. I had to learn how to recognize these demons and their tactics and how they fight. What causes a person to allow the demon into to controlling them? The Bible's crystal clear. I do back up a lot what I say with the Bible verses in the videos. This is not about, let me show you my life in drama. This is showing you how God is maneuvering and how great our God is. He used me and my family, but he mainly used me to do his will, which is my purpose. Even though today, October 24th, 2025, my story is not done. My wife and I are in a divine separation where God had to separate us to correct things to get me and my wife equally yoked. And she been through some things. I haven't spoken to her, but you will see how God brings us back together. You just got to watch the videos in order. It's a lot of videos. It's a lot of videos. This is not a quick story. This is a teaching moment. God tells me what to say, what to put. He done use prophets to reach out to me and tell me what's going on with my wife or what to expect, how to fight the enemy. Like it was people that I was underneath that went on the journey before me that is giving me the wording to understand what I'm going through and how to fight the enemy. But when you watch these videos, you will see the miracles, you will see the breakthroughs, you will see things that I said that took place with me that God told me this is not going to stand, and it did not stand. A lot of y'all may be going through spiritual warfare and don't even know it. A lot of y'all may be separated from your spouses and your loved ones, or you may not be talking to your loved ones or your mothers or your fathers or co-workers, and you think that it's just normal. No, you're being attacked. This is spiritual warfare. I talk about everything. And like I said, I use the biblical Bible verses to back up everything I'm saying. So I'm not going to make this too long. Continue to watch these videos in order. They are numbered from episode 1 to episode 300 and whatever. But watch how the story plays out. And like I said, if you want to reach me, my email is in the description. If you want to know more about me and my journey, go look up my testimony series. I love y'all, and I'm out. Glory be to God. It's April 26, 2024. Wanted to make this video. I ain't made a video in a while. And I want to talk some more about some spiritual warfare, what's going on in my life. So, my wife works for this company, right? And honestly, it was a blessing. And the thing is, see, my wife, she don't know what blessings is. And she definitely don't know when the enemy's using her and when the enemy's not using her. She don't know. The Holy Spirit is not strong in her that she knows what's right or wrong. Because if so, she won't be doing everything that the enemy has her do. When the enemy is using someone that you know, they make hasty decisions. Decisions that don't make sense. Decisions that can hurt them or your family. I say that because today, and how do I know that it's spiritual? Well, I hear key words. It's key things that she do. And, you know, today we was talking around 2 o'clock or 1. No, I want to say around 1 o'clock today. She's at work. I'm at home. She calls me to complain about her job, about an individual that she managed that's under her, that he's incompetent. And he is incompetent. But the advice that I gave her was, you're just going to have to micromanage him. Now, you can report what he did to whoever you need to report it to, but I told her a while back, you have to micromanage him. Whatever task, assignment that you tell him to do, you got to follow up right when he's done. And you got to ask questions. Because he's not going to tell you. He's going to screw it up somehow. But for you to be sane, you're going to have to micromanage him. Now, her superiors don't have a problem with her. She don't have a problem with her superiors. Now, the company that she works with is fairly new. They're still trying to get stuff off the ground. She's stressing out because she can't do what she needs to do because they got to wait for them to have a license to do where in the location that she's at. And I told her, well, just keep doing what they want you to do, and that's all you can do. If they want more clients, they have to get the license. There ain't nothing that you can do. You done told them, you done emailed. They know when it happens, it will happen. Once it happens, do what you need to do. Excuse me. So, she's just complaining about nothing when it comes to this job. Oh, they don't do this. They don't have this. Oh, I hate working with black people. And it's not really, I don't think it's really about working with black folks. It's just they're new. My wife ain't never had this type of position before. She wanted this type of position, but to manage, you got to be built a little bit different. And I'm noticing my wife ain't built to manage. She's only built to take orders. You tell her what to do, she'll do it. But to manage other people and make sure they do what they supposed to do, she's complaining. And honestly, she shouldn't even be complaining. Everything, you have to go through the proper steps before they can even let somebody go. All you can do is continue to write that person up. And when it's time and they, then they'll do whatever they need to do. Now, I done told her, this is how you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to just micromanage him because her staff is very small, but she can't get new staff yet until they start growing out here. But she can't grow because they need to get the license, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, y'all demoted this guy from doing what he was supposed to do to doing something else. And my question to her earlier was, well, is he supposed to be setting up events? Because if that's not what he's supposed to do, then that's on you. If they told you he's supposed to be just an intake person, then that's what he's supposed to be doing, intaking. Now, if you got him doing something that they don't want him to do, that's on you. But at the flip side, you need to follow up with him and don't assume that he did it correctly. Right? So, when it's the enemy, I could give her great advice. I done did it with my son. great advice, but they don't listen. They don't hear what I'm saying. And they take it as a negative because they don't they don't appreciate the wisdom that I'm giving them. They're not listening to anything I'm saying. I'm not going to lead my wife or my son down a rabbit hole that's going to cripple them. Okay, let's get that straight. So the advice I'm giving her is just, business advice. But when it's the enemy, they going to downgrade my, oh, you don't know what you talking about. You work at the post office. So why are you downgrading my job? So you're going to downgrade my job. Like I don't have to go and deal with management or people or anything. But I done had other jobs other than the post office. But you want to tell me what I'm not doing. And I'm not on your level. See, that's enemy. That ain't nothing but enemy talk. Like, why are you attacking me when it comes to me trying to help you and give you advice? So I said, okay, that's the first check. Okay. She's attacking me. She's changing the subject. The subject is about the guy. Ain't got nothing to do with my job, what I'm doing. Somehow you done spent this to attack me. So now I know, okay, this is demonic. Next thing you know, she's not listening to anything I'm saying. She's talking over me when I'm just talking to her. Now, it ain't no reason for me to be upset with her. It ain't no reason for me to be mad at her. She didn't do nothing to me personally, other than take the shot at me, and I brought that up. I said, that don't got nothing to do with anything. All my decision making is good. I don't make bad decisions. Since me and her been together, since I done gave my life to the Lord, God guides my steps, I have not made any bad decisions. Not one. And if I did make a bad decision for whatever it was, God is not going to help me out over my bad decisions, because if I'm making bad decisions, that means I'm going against what the Holy Spirit is telling me. So I'm trying to tell my wife, you're complaining about this company, but you complain about the other company. You make way more money at this company. You have your own office, something that you didn't have at the other job. You wanted to get in the management role, but God blessed you to get in that management role, get paid more money, have these weekends off, deal with somebody that knows me personally, that reached out to you when you didn't even reach out to them. That's how I know it was a blessing, because she wanted a management position, and she ended up getting this management position through somebody I know, which I wasn't putting the word out to this person to hire my wife. They reached out to us. Didn't nobody force my wife to leave the company she was at to come to this company. But for some reason, the enemy likes to start arguments. They like to stir up and cause confusion, and they make hasty decisions that could hurt us and hurt my family. Now, it ain't even about the money. It's just, why do you want to, what you want to leave for don't make no sense. Because if your superiors ain't coming down on you and you ain't doing nothing wrong, and you can't manage the person that's under you, and you're frustrated, why? So you just want to leave? So you think the grass is greener on the other side. You think the grass is greener on the other side. So you leave this job and go to another job, and you're going to be complaining about that job because you can't stick it out and figure it out here. See, I bring this up because going through my journey, when I left my ex-wife, I didn't leave her, but when she divorced me, and I met my previous wife, and when I first started seeing these demonic attacks, I stuck around. Because in my previous marriage, early before we even got married, and we was in the dating mode, I'm arguing with her over nothing. But at the time, I didn't know it was demonic, right? Until a little bit later. But I'm having these arguments with her, and I'm like, I don't have to deal with this. Me and this girl we're not married. We don't have no children. I don't need to deal with this. But because what God spoke to us about what we supposed to be doing that's bigger than me, bigger than her, is for everybody to see, I had to tell myself I can't leave her. And then something came over me and told me, if I leave her and whoever else I meet, I'm going to go through the same thing. I'm going to have to deal with this regardless if it's with her or somebody else. Now, I didn't leave my wife. I didn't voluntarily leave my wife. My ex-wife left me. And then, like I said, everything that went on with my ex-wife was happening with my previous wife. It started happening with my previous wife. So I could have easily, if I was weak and if I didn't believe in God and I didn't believe in his strength, I would have said, you know what? I'm going to leave this woman too because I can't deal with it. But God chose me for a reason because he knows I'm going to endure, and I'm going to endure all this hurt, suffering. But I know what I'm doing. I'm suffering and enduring all this hurt. And it's for everyone that's watching these videos that I don't know. I can't run from this enemy. All I could do is go at it straight, all I could do is face it head on. And continue with my task of making these videos and telling you how to fight back. How to deal with the enemy, how to love the person that the enemy's using you against, how to forgive, how to know that I'm fighting against the enemy and not the person that I love or the person I care about. And it's hard. Like I said, I'm arguing with my wife today about a job that she wants to leave because she wants to give up. But it's no reason for her to leave and give up. And how do I know it was the enemy? Because this happened at 1 o'clock. She blocked me. She blocked me. I found that out earlier today when she hung up. I tried to call her back and I was going straight to voice message. I said, oh, okay, this is the enemy. Because every time she blocks me, it's the enemy. It was no reason for her to block me. We wasn't arguing. She did not like what I had to say, but I'm not no yes man. And I'm going to come and I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm going to tell you straight up what it is. You may not like what I got to say, but I'm not going to be the yes man. If you want a yes man, find you a weaker man. I'm all man. I'm going to put my foot down and tell you, hey, you in the wrong. This person ain't in the wrong. And I wasn't saying that she was in the wrong. I was trying to tell her, this is how you're going to have to address it. This is what you're going to have to do with him. But you know, when it's the enemy is, I don't want to talk about it, and it's hang up. I don't want to talk about it. And it's like, nah, that's not communication. People don't communicate like that. You called me. I didn't call you. You called me. So now you don't want to hear what I got to say. But she blocked me. I didn't call back. I ain't heard from her all day until 8:30. And what do I have on my text? She's talking about, I'm going to quit my job. Because that's the last thing she said when she hung up. And I'm like, nah, that's not. So it's okay for me to quit my job at the post office and go work at Walmart. That's fair to you. That's fair to you. If I quit my job and say, you know what, I want to be a cashier at Walmart because my job is way too stressful, but technically it ain't really stressful. Because she wants to quit her job to go work somewhere else, but her job ain't as bad as she makes it out to be. Trust me. She's telling she wants to she tells me about it, and I'm like, you overreacting. You're being too sensitive. You're letting your emotions control you. This is how you're supposed to be when you're a manager. You manage people. Well, our job, we don't micromanage people over here. No, you don't get micromanaged. And I know you don't micromanage everybody else that is under you, but with this one particular dude, you're going to have to micromanage him or else you're going to go crazy. And if you can't micromanage him, if you can't leave emails to whoever you need to email to get business cards and stuff like that, because you're sending these emails out and they're not replying back, or they're not sending you the information that you need, the flyers that you need to pass out when you out doing whatever you need to do. Email them every day. Email them every day. That's all you got to do. Email them every day. If you don't have to even type. You can just copy and paste your last email, send it to them. Whatever you need. Like, you're not doing the proper steps of what you need to do. You just want to quit. That ain't nothing but enemy. When she texted me tonight and was still talking about her job, 6 hours later, 7 hours later, that ain't nothing but the enemy. That ain't got nothing to do with anything. Who talks about something at 1 o'clock, don't talk to the person, and then talks to them later on that night about your job? Who does that? That it's not even a big deal. Your superiors ain't coming at you saying that you're doing things wrong, but you're ready to leave. Because the enemy knows what that would do to us and what we got planned. This is the best job my wife ever had. And it's just frustrating that I can't live a regular life. But I ain't here to quit. I could have easily quit, been done, be about myself. I don't have to deal with this. Live for this world. Do things that make me happy. But I can't. Because that's not how godly people maneuver. You're going to do some things that's going to make you uncomfortable. You're going to have to sacrifice some things. You're going to have to obey God even when you don't want to, but you have no other choice, but you have to because it's bigger than you. Like I said, I don't know what the enemy's going to do. She's telling me in this text, I will have a new resume. I'm about to quit my job, blah, 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 blah. But the enemy got her thinking she leaves this job, goes somewhere else. It's gonna be peaches and cream over there, and she ain't gonna never go through no adversity. She's gonna work with all types of co-workers that's gonna be good, gonna be cool, and everything else. But the last job she worked at before this one, I was hearing complaints about everything. the owner, the boss, the managers, the same thing. That she wanted to look and find her another job, especially a management position. So now when God gives you the management position, you're trying to find whatever little thing to leave, even though it's not bad. It's not always green on the other side. It's not always greener on the other side. So now it's like, do I ignore these text messages or do I call her? The enemy wants to argue. I'm not trying to argue. I'm just not going to even bring it up. I'm not going to talk about her job because it ain't nothing to talk about. This job is not as bad as she's trying to make it out, people. But if she does what she needs to do and do the steps and know that this is a new company and they still trying to figure things out, that's all she needs to know. But I ain't going to continue making on with this video. I'm going to go ahead and end it. Thank y'all for listening. Letting me vent. I'm out.